Hi, welcome back to the Jac and Glen channel. I'm Jackie.
I'm her husband, Glenn.
He's my husband, Glenn.
Hey, before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews. And
if you like listening to audio books, then click the link in the description for a free 30-day trial with Audible.
Also, if you're making that last minute Christmas purchase, make sure you hit the Rakuten link in the description below and get yourself a $10 credit.
All right. Ready to love.
Hey, let's get it.
We're
getting down to the nitty gritty.
To the nitty gritty. And we see Rashid talking about how he was in shock a little that Brian got sent home.
It was no surprise to us, man. No surprise to anybody else. I guess he was surprised that he maybe thought Anthony was going to go home. He should have known that it wasn't going to be him. It wasn't going to be Calfani. It wasn't going to be Jay because they had multiple people who liked them.
Right.
And Brian was the only one who had just one person.
Right.
That we saw. Now, he might have had other dates with people, but there was only one person really interested in Brian. Mm-hmm. And that was Alex.
And so Jay and Winter talk about the elimination. Mm-hmm. And Jay says he's sad about who left, but he's happy that they're still there.
Oh, you got to, man. You happy that you're still there because you still have an opportunity to find love. You have an opportunity to still be with the people that you want to be with, whether it's Joy or Winter.
The people.
The people. That's right. Jay has people.
Yeah, he does. Winter says she's still up in the air between Jay and Anthony. Remember when she said in the deliberation, she said that Jay had about half a point, half an inch over Anthony. So she said she's still up in the air. And they talk about how Tommy asked, if you had to pick one person today, who would it be? And so she says, Jay, I want to ask you that question. And so, man, my heart kind of sunk. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, we know what he said in the guys' deliberations, but the girls don't know. And so he told Winter straight up, you know, if I had to pick today, it would be Joy. Ugh. Stabbed in the heart.
And he said it. He went on to say, what would you rather me to do? Lie to you?
Right.
And to come out later that I wasn't really into you? Or tell you the truth? And Jay's on his grown man right there. Grown men tell the truth. Mm-hmm. All right? And even whatever situation, circumstance, he didn't want to leave Winter on. He didn't want to hurt her feelings. Even though he hurt her feelings, he told her the truth.
Yeah.
Right now, if I had to pick one, it would be Joy.
Yeah, and Winter said it bothered her that he said that. Mm-hmm. I mean, she knows what it is. It bothered her that he said it, but she says she's never been second, which I kind of disagree, because you were kind of second if your husband was cheating.
Yeah, but it's true. You got a point there.
But she says
can't argue with that.
That's her thing. You know, she's never been second. And he says he'll do everything he can to be careful with her heart. I mean, it's a competition. It is, pretty much.
But he's trying to find love. But even at the competition, and this is what I think most people don't realize, even though it's a competition, we have saw in past Ready to Love episodes, seasons, that people have found love within the cast, even after they got voted off. Mm-hmm. So there's still potential.
Or stay till the end.
They
flip-flop.
Or flip-flop, yeah. They still opportunity for love to happen.
Yeah. So he said, you know, he'll be careful with her heart, and Winter says it makes it hard for her. You know, she likes him, but knowing that, you know, Joy's there too, and she tells him, you know, that it would be sad for her, you know, to go through. You know, she's got to put her heart out there. She's willing to do that, but
she's got to put it out there. I mean, what happened when you put your heart out there? You come there for love. You come there looking for love. You come there trying to be vulnerable. You come there looking for somebody to put your heart out to. You want somebody, as you put it out there, you want somebody to catch you. And so I guess that's where they're at now. They're down to the final 5. And so you're trying to make it to the final 3. 2 more people have to go home. So you're trying to make your connections now.
But she shocked Jay too, because she said when Tommy asked her the question and her answering right then that she would pick Jay, and Jay kind of made a face like ooh.
Like ooh.
Well, I mean, you answered first. I mean, you was honest. You was upfront and honest. So I mean, it is what it is.
He felt kind of bad.
And I think I don't know. I felt like it was a little bit of shock in his face too. Like, you pick me. Like, or even you would still say that after I said what I said.
Yeah, but why would you pick me? You know, I spent more time with Joy.
That's true. That's true. No. I don't know. But anyway, so after that we see Tommy meet with the guys.
Yeah.
And he says that one more person's going to be checking out.
One got to go.
This week One more person's going to be checking out. And for the guys, it's not a double elimination. It's just the guys, which I hate when it's uneven like that. But anyway, so it's just the guys. And so he says this week is about vulnerability. It's about being vulnerable. And so they want them to focus on the women that they haven't gotten to know that much before. He wants them to get to know them better.
Right.
And to determine if she should get more of their time or not. And he said he encouraged them to let their guards down, and that he was going to set some dates up for them, and in a space where they could
be more vulnerable.
Yeah.
And which is good here. Now they have opportunity to shy away or go away from their number one and mess with somebody, deal with somebody, or talk to somebody, or have conversation with somebody, or interact with somebody that they have not pulled everything into. Right,
which is so funny because one of the people, I was like, wow, okay. Anyway, so Jay goes and breaks the news to Joy that, I have to spend some more time with someone other than you. And, she takes it well. She says, not a surprise. I mean, like, it's a dating show. It's a competition.
They understand. They understand what's going on.
And we all know that he likes her and she likes him and you like her and they like him. Yeah, we already know how the crisscross applesauce.
So it mixed up in the pot.
And he says, Joyce is not a surprise to her because he already been walking with somebody else. He said, if you see me walk with somebody else, don't be surprised. She said, you already been walking with somebody else.
Walking with somebody else.
I ain't be surprised.
Jay wants everybody.
But Joy does admit, on her side interview that Tommy messing up my good thing. He throwing a monkey wrench in my situation. I don't really care for it. But
he's throwing a monkey wrench in
there. It is what it is.
Tell me what it is.
All right. And so then we see Rashid. Interesting. We see Rashid telling Alex about the assignment and that he had something set up for her. So we see that Alex is Rashid's number 2, basically.
Number 2, and which is not a surprise. I think she mentioned when her friend visited anyway that Rashid, she likes Rashid. So, it's good to see Rashid shy away a little bit from Adriana because Adriana got her eyes on Calfani anyway. Right. So Rashid has to go ahead and make another play because if you don't make another play, he might be going home. So at later date, so you gotta have different options. So him and Alex, Tommy has set up a nice date for them. He tell Alex and she's happy because right now Alex doesn't have anybody. She said on her thing. I spent a lot of time into Brian, and I didn't have an opportunity to foster these other relationships. So now she's excited. Okay, somebody else want to take me out.
Yeah, and so while Rashid and Alex are talking, they kind of put the camera on Adriana, and she looks like, oh wow, okay, look kind of sad, kind of lonely, like.
Yeah, because you had Calfani over there with Denise. You know what I'm saying? And so it's one of those moments when sometimes when you got an odd number like you mentioned, somebody's gonna be left out.
Right. And so to segue, you said she saw, Denise is over there with Calfani, which this was the plot twist to me. The plot twist. Remember, the guys are supposed to be straying away or shying away from their number 1 to go to their number 2. Well, it wasn't a surprise to us, not really, because Calfani said in the last deliberation that his number 1 was Adriana.
Number 1, Adriana right
If he had to pick right then and there, it'd be Adriana. But see, Denise don't know. And even with this, she still don't know, which is hilarious to me.
But she's happy though. She's happy that Calfani gets to spend time with her, but she's not knowing that she's number 2 on the chart. So hey, guess what? Number 1 and number 2, she's getting her quality time.
Yeah, but because Calfani says, Adriana, their little relationship or whatever, he said came through in the clutch, and it overtook Denise. It overtook Denise, and so he had been in his mind giving so much attention to that he said he's gonna hook up with Denise and see if the connection is still there. And so he asked Denise on a date, and she, like you said, she just happy to be going on a date. She don't know this other part that I'm supposed to be focusing on. Who's at the bottom.
He gets there a little later. She doesn't matter. But you know what? He breaks out with Calfani. We see Calfani breaking out the massage.
Remember Tommy set
these up. Tommy set these dates up. So Tommy had set up Calfani with some massage oil, a massage table, whole bunch of oils, spices, berries, juices. I'm just all kind of stuff, right? So you get Denise comes in her nice little black bathing suit. She's ready because she takes the bottom off for like, what's up? I'm ready for this. She's been missing that physical touch that she has desired so much.
Yeah, he said he set up a massage for his second most favorite person. Denise is none the wiser. Mm-hmm. But she said the massage and all. I mean, he massaged her legs. You know, he smacked it up, flipped. No, he turned her over. You know, and Tommy set it up. But if Calfani didn't have hands to massage, it wouldn't have been no good.
And he was enjoying himself. He was getting it in, and he was massaging. He said, "Man, I wish this could have went a little bit longer." You know? He was excited about the fact that Denise was allowing him, because I think for him it was peaceful. Uh-huh. It was no drama. Mm-hmm. It was no arguments. It was just like, you know what, just us two spending time together. I'm doing something that I enjoy, which is massaging people, and appreciate it. And I appreciate the fact that you're enjoying it, and she's enjoying it. So
yeah, so they have a good little time there, getting a little massage on. Mm-hmm. Calfani said, you know, the date was dope or whatever, and not just the massage, Tommy also set them up with some questions. Because again, it's about being vulnerable this time. So we got some questions to ask. Mm-hmm. And so Calfani says, you know, introduce the questions. When was the last time you felt most vulnerable in love? And
she said 2001.
But 19 years ago.
And Calfani was like, 19 years ago? You like,
good Lord.
Okay. And I mean, I'm not knocking, because there's some fun times you date people, but you're really not in love with them. Mm-hmm. You have relationships, but you're not in love with them. You interact with folks, but you're not in love with them. You know,
or you don't feel love from them.
You don't feel love for them, so.
And so what she said was there was a time, the gap in between, when she wasn't really feeling good about herself. So she said she needed that gap to get back to herself. Mm-hmm. And I mean, granted, she acknowledged it's a long gap, but that's what I needed to kind of, you know, get myself back grounded or whatever. And so her question to Calfani was, what are you looking for in a woman? And he said, I'm looking for a mother figure for my daughter. And he shared being vulnerable again, because he said her mom hasn't been there since she was 1. And his daughter's now 12. Yeah. So he's looking for somebody to step into that role. You know, he's taking that on, and he's been doing, you know, good as a single father. But he wants a woman to put that feminine touch, that softer touch.
He said, then he goes on to say helps him with his kids, which implies that he has more than one kids, that he has more than one.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
You know, so I thought about, even when I was listening to this, I thought about Alicia here, and Alicia and David earlier, mm-hmm. when Alicia kind of asked David kind of the same thing, and mm-hmm. David was like, I'm not taking care, in essence, I'm not taking care of nobody's kids. Right. But, you know, we knew what he meant, but, you know, we don't hear a response from Denise, and she was like, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah, I mean, she was kind of agreeable. She understood. Yeah. She understood that, and he was like, he brought up the fact that the dynamic issue with him is her being untrusting of his work. Because, you know, in this environment, I'm not even in my complete element. And right. I'm seeing the red flags.
So what do you do when I'm working somebody out who looks better than you, that might be thicker than you, that may smell better than you, and you see us in an awkward position because I'm training him? What do you do? Or can you separate the fact that this is Calfani's job and he's not interested in X, Y, Z, he's interested in me? Yeah,
he said they talked about the fact that the jealousy thing it's a trigger for him.
It's his biggest issue.
He says it's a trigger for him, and she said that just communicate that to me. Yeah. You know, let me know that's a trigger for you, mm-hmm. and you know we can go past that. And he said I did let you know about it, and there has been some improvement. But all in all, Calfani and Denise had a pretty good date, even though she didn't know she was second fiddle. But it's all good. So then in between the two scenes with Calfani and Denise, we see Rashid and Alex have a date.
Yeah, Rashid and Alex have a date. You know, they got some fondue. Mm-hmm. They got some fondue, got some chocolate strawberries, they got some pineapples, they got some things they can dip in. And we see, you know, Rashid is doing his thing. He's having smooth talking.
Yeah.
Smooth talking to Alex, and you know, and ends up getting her to feed him some pineapple. He dips it in the chocolate, and then
he has some chocolate on chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate on mm-hmm. chocolate. He likes chocolate.
But Alex, you know, and Rashid both acknowledge, you know, that now that she said that now that Brian is gone, it's like a weight is lifted.
Yeah.
And it's okay for her to get to know other people. And Rashid said that too. Okay, it is kind of like, oh, Brian's out the way. You're not all tied up with him. We can get to know you better.
Yeah, I understand. I know nobody wants to step on somebody's toes. But if you, and this is in Rashid's place, if you really liked her, even though Brian was there, go after her.
I mean, because, again,
it's
a dating show.
Make her have to choose you or him. And I know nobody wants to be disrespectful because they seen him all bunned up. Same thing happened with KG, Smooth, and Nia. You know, they didn't want, Chris, all right? We thought y'all was all together. Nobody wanted to interfere. We've heard that several times in this show. If you have that, you see Jay don't have a problem.
No.
Jay ain't got no problem.
But that might be the problem.
And Denise ain't got no problem. You know what I'm saying? So there's a problem in there when you don't pursue the person that you want to pursue.
But they enjoyed the fondue and they answered the questions on the cards that Tommy left them, and for them to be more vulnerable. And so the question that they asked was, have you ever sabotaged a relationship because it wasn't perfect?
And you know, and Alex was like, not really sabotage kind of, but you know, I made a guy feel like what he did wasn't good enough. Every time he did it, I wanted something else. Every time he did this, I added something else.
I called him out
on it. I added something else. So it's like, so he could, as if he could never get anything right.
Right. And she said she acknowledged, she had acknowledged that it was some things I did wrong too, and it wasn't right for me to keep calling him on the carpet about what he did and keep, so she said she didn't really sabotage, but I guess she was the other, to me that is sabotage, but she didn't call it that.
Yeah.
But so she asked Rashid, his question was if he had a problem being vulnerable, and he said it was easier for him now because he's done the work after his divorce.
Yeah.
He's realized what he did wrong, what he can improve on, and he said it got to the point with his wife where she was so independent or doing that he felt like she didn't need him anymore.
Yeah, especially when she got the kids. The kid,
that was her focus. The kids was her.
Yeah, they feel like they didn't need me anymore. And you can understand that. Sometimes dealing with independent women, you can feel like, okay, she's doing everything. Even vice versa, dealing with independent men who've done everything and don't want to ask you your advice or ask you a question. They do everything. You feel like, dang, am I in this relationship by myself? Do I need to maneuver more? What can I do to be noticed? One thing I also like was Alex was vulnerable to Rashid because she told him about her domestic abuse. And unlike Brian, Rashid listened and heard and gave comment back. He said, man, I'm sorry. Are you alright? Have you overcome that? What's going on? He showed genuine concern. He listened to what she was saying, and she was able to acknowledge the answers. Everything's fine with me now. I had to work through it. Let's move on. Unlike Brian at the time, who didn't hear it. Right.
And I also, I believe here too is when Alex kind of said the same thing that Simone said. It was like good to see that after his divorce that he's kind of put it back together and has learned from it. And that's something that she could appreciate because you're coming into something else, not with so much baggage or issues because you worked that out, So that was good. Rashid said the date definitely made an impact. He think it made an impact, between the both of them. So that was good. All right. So the next up to date is Edwin and Joy. Even though we really feel like Joy's not really his second. Winter and Joy is kind of running neck and neck.
No, Joy his only. He said it. He
did.
He said Joy's the only one, which made me think,
Right.
You and Winter went on this date, so somewhere down the line that we didn't get to see, something went south between Edwin and Winter. I don't know if after the family thing, after their little crisscross applesauce movement, we hadn't seen any more else on there. But there's something that went on with Joy and Winter. Got a little bit of it. Not going to spoil it here, but something happened.
Yeah. But they go into the, looks like gazebo.
I mean Edwin and Winter. I said Joy, so I meant Edwin and Winter.
Yeah. Edwin and Joy have their little date. Looks like it's a little gazebo that's all set up with the lights, the hanging lights, and they got some nice food there.
Like in Princess and the Frog. Remember that scene in Princess and the Frog where all the light bugs were lit up?
Yes.
And, yeah. You tell I got kids.
Edwin says that Joy is the only one that he feel like he could potentially fall in love with.
That's it. That's the only one.
Okay,
That's
Edwin.
a bad place to be at this point when you want to stay.
Yes, but especially when Joy is like at the top of Jay's list.
Jay's list.
Ugh. And apparently it sounds like he's at the top of hers too.
Yeah.
Joy and Jay. But anyway, Joy says she has a tough time wondering what could happen with her and Jay. But he's got competition. Jay's got competition. And Edwin is doing a darn thing right about now, right here.
He is. He's talking. He's having conversation. I think that's one thing about Edwin. Edwin has allowed Joy to get into his mind, get into his heart, and he's feeling what it would be like to love her and to be in love with her. Not that I think it's a borderline, a fine line between her being the intimacy Joy and the counselor Joy, because she's giving him both that he needs to ease his mind. And he even mentioned it when they were sitting down. You know, because I've talked to you, it made me look at therapy a little bit better. It made me look at this issue and this situation a little bit more, and I appreciate the help that you've given me. And I think that's because of her nature, who she is. You know, and Chris said that when, you know, she's been the same for the last 5 years. She's that caring person who's gonna tell you like it is, but she's gonna do it in love.
Yeah, and so the question that they had was, what is something she vowed to? Well, the statement was that she's vowed to never repeat the mistakes from her past marriage. And the question was, what were those mistakes? And she said what it was is I neglected myself and I put his needs before mine. I put myself on the back burner and I just made it all about him.
And that happens a lot in marriage. I think it happens a lot in marriages where one partner feel like they're giving all and they put themselves to the back burner to accommodate the needs of the other, but the other one doesn't accommodate the needs of the spouse who's doing it, and where they should be coming together to let each other's needs be met. It's not a marriage where one has to dominate and take care of the other one. Where we should be taking care of each other, so the needs of everybody is met across the board. So one doesn't have to feel like if I don't do it, it doesn't get done.
And so what she said she did to combat that, and you know, after her marriages, she put a lot of focus on prayer and meditation to help recharge herself, and with the help of her therapist, you know, she's gotten to a place where, you know, she's better with it, and she won't put herself in that predicament.
I like the fact that they're not afraid to admit they go to therapy. There's nothing wrong with therapy. There's nothing wrong with talking to somebody, having therapy. You know, as sometimes in our community we make therapists to look bad, and especially dealing with men. When we get with Edwin, therapy is a good thing, because she told Edwin again, you might need to get a therapist to handle your PTSD. Yeah,
because that was the question for Edwin. What do you need from a woman that you haven't had in the past? And it was asking for help. He said, I had a problem asking for help and expressing what I needed, and when I needed something, and he said, I need to change that. I need to get better about that. And then the other question they had was, what was the biggest fear that you have about the person sitting across from him, which is Joy? What's the biggest fear that you have about Joy? And Edwin said is that she won't accept me fully for who I am. And he said it doesn't have anything to do with the person sitting across from him. It had more to do with him. The walls that he has up, the issues that he's had in the past.
Basically, things he's seen, he's heard, experienced, and how he internalized those things and dealt with those things. You know, think about it. He was in the military, he's seen some things. On the police force, he's seen some things. And now his comfort, as he mentioned in previous episodes, his comfort is sitting there cooking. You know, and that gives him the release and gives him the sense of normalcy.
Yeah, and so after they shared the questions, you know, Edwin was like, you know what's missing? And Joy was like, you singing a song. He was like, I don't know about that, but you know, some music is missing. And so, you know, they got up and had a slow dance, and you know, he says nice ambiance here, and they embraced each other. And
Edwin was singing. If you listen to it, he was humming. And you know, it would be nice to get a dance and some humming.
Anyway, so we go from Edwin and Joy to Jay and Winter. Oh my gosh.
And Tommy had set up a nice date for Jay and Winter, man. It was a nice little air mattress type bed out on the lake that was sitting there. They had a telescope there, the stars in the sky. And you know what? And I even liked the fact that Jay knew.
He's smooth.
Jay knew about the stars.
He's
He said,
smooth.
"Hey, set the telescope up, looked at it. You know, here's a star right there. Oh, that's good. That's Aquarius, because girl, I know that's your sign. That's your birthday sign."
She was like, "Oh, okay. Oh,
okay."
Well, that was nice. Ooh. She said, you know, there was an energy between them that was like strong and palpable at times. And so, you know, she liked the little vibe going on. She was touched by the fact that, you know, showed me the constellation that's Aquarius. Like, oh, you know some things, okay. But they have to ask their questions as well. Everybody's got questions that they need to ask. And his question is, what do you do that gives women the impression that the relationship they're having is more than it is?
He couldn't answer this question, man. That your friend would say he didn't know how to answer this question. I ain't gonna say here lie. I'm not even Jay, and I didn't know how to answer that question. It's just one of those questions like what you want me to say. How do you want me to answer this question?
Is the answer is, and she quantified it. She said, so is it that you're putting it on too thick? And women be like, oh, you know. And he said, no, I think it's just me being me.
Just him being him. So
man, no, I don't
think he's putting it on. I think
no,
he's being him though.
Yeah, but you making women feel oh so special. But you're making every woman feel oh so special. And that's why we're in a predicament where we are now, where Joy is like, I'm feeling him completely. And Winter is at the point where even though Jay said he would pick Joy, she said she would still pick Jay.
You put your best foot forward.
Yeah, but...
And he's putting his best foot forward. I'm not knocking him. He's putting his best foot forward.
I'm not knocking him neither, but what I'm saying is, when you got 2 or 3 or 4 shorties, you can't have all of them thinking that you only there for them. Okay? You can't do that.
They're liking Mayweather.
And I'm Mayweather digs.
They liking Mayweather digs.
Because he's smooth. He's smooth as butter. Listen now.
But his job is to woo them. But again, I agree with him. I agree with him here. But then towards the middle of the date, I fall off with Jay.
Yeah, because what's your level of vulnerability? From 1 to 10, what's your level of vulnerability? That was the question for Winter. She said about a 4.
Yeah.
She's at about a 4. And so it was like, do you have a habit of dating emotionally unavailable men? And so she looks at him, she says, do I? Do I? He said, I don't know, do you? She said, it looks like it's true.
Yeah, it looks like it's true.
I'm not saying you're emotionally unavailable.
Thank you.
But I mean, you got your emotions spread out in 2 places. So I don't know if that's emotionally unavailable. You just spreading yourself.
I'm going to answer that question for you. Yes, it is, because she's number 2.
But that doesn't mean he's emotionally unavailable. Well, yes, it does, because what happens after that?
He's emotionally caught up. She's number 2.
And she said for her, she's a fixer. Mm-hmm. She's a helper. And so she's found herself wanting to be everything to a man and help him through and fix him up and do this and do that. And that's been her issue. So that's why she kind of feels like she's falling in with emotionally unavailable men, because it's like, what do you need me to do? I'm here for you. You know, all of that. And she's putting all her emotions in, even though she's not getting a good return.
You gotta get an ROI, return on your investment.
Your investment.
Gotta get it.
And so then, you know, she was like, I want to know, you know, why haven't you kissed me? And he was like, I don't know, why haven't I? Well, I'm gonna give you what you want.
I'm gonna give you what you want.
Listen, when you say I'm gonna give you what you want, I'm expecting to get what I want. And we all know what she meant when she said, why haven't we kissed yet? So you kissed Joy, why we haven't kissed yet? And he said, I'm going to give you what you want.
And he kissed her on the cheek. Jay.
That's what you wanted to give her, Jay. That's what you wanted to give her.
No, Winter's a very attractive, beautiful woman.
He could have pecked her on the lips.
He could have kissed her on the lips. She's a beautiful woman. Look, she's a beautiful woman. kiss her on the lips, dog. If you're really into her. That right there showed me he does not want Winter.
And I hate to jump ahead, but Jay says it later. He says, I kissed Winter on the cheek. I didn't want to kiss her on the lips because I already kissed Joy. And he's emotionally unavailable.
He's emotionally unavailable. He invested in Joy.
Yes. So much so that he, in the competition, in the dating game, he did not want to kiss somebody else.
Not to jump ahead. And Tommy was like, you did what? Even when we get to the thing, I'm going to skip ahead because all this got to go together. Tommy like, you did what? And that's when he answers the question that, you know what, I kissed Joy already and I didn't want to, cloudy things up and make it any worse than what it is. Hey, we already know, hey, Jay is Joy down, dog. It's Joy down.
10 toes down.
10 toes down on Joy.
I felt bad for Winter. She said he just did not rise to the task. So that half a point, that half an inch he had, he plummeted.
My man Anthony done jumped he got a 10-point lead, dog. He went from being behind to a 10-point lead. Let's go.
He's probably used to that, playing in the football league.
Let's go to that date, man.
Real quick in between. I'll come back. I'll come back to that.
Anthony.
So, Jay and Winter had a date. So then Anthony and Winter,
right?
They go to play badminton.
Badminton, and look, okay.
She like 0-2.
But not even
because based on these comments.
All right, so she's looking banging on the date with Jay, right? Not when she Anthony. She's casual shorts, nice top. She's still looking decent with Anthony. Mm-hmm. And Anthony's complimenting her and looking at her the whole time as they walk out. You could tell when Jay and her walked out, Jay he just wanted to do the date because he had to. It's a difference in the chemistry when you see the two and how they interact with her.
Yeah, and so they go to play badminton, and Anthony says he's shooting Winter right in the heart.
Yeah.
He said his number one choice right now is Denise. Ah, no!
She caught it again. She's number 2.
0-2.
She's number 2 again.
0-2.
0-2.
That sucks. That sucks for her. I hate it for her. I hate it for her.
I do, man. She's so sweet.
Because Winter is like all in too. She's so sweet. She's all in.
She all in.
She's all in, and they be letting her down. But anyway, so in the midst of them playing badminton, she says, "Well, let's place a bet. Let's put a bet on it."
Yeah.
So if he said if I win, okay, I get a kiss on the lips.
Kiss on the lips.
And so if Winter wins, she says she wants a kiss on the lips, but also you gonna let me piggyback ride you back up to the house.
Right then and there. You know what, dog? He said it. I was thinking it. I win either way. It don't even make a difference. Anthony said it. I was thinking it. Dog,
I'm still gonna get a kiss on the lips.
I'm still gonna get a kiss on the lips. So I win either. He wins either way.
She said the date that she had with Joy gave her some clarity on, what's going on. Mm-hmm. It gave her some clarity. So they played a badminton game, and Anthony
loses.
Yeah, he does.
Anthony loses to Winter, and Winter gets the win, and Anthony goes in for the kiss, and he kisses her. He's like, okay. He does not kiss her on the cheeks, y'all.
He doesn't, like Jay's old lame tail.
He kisses her on the lips, and she's like, oh, you got some lipstick on your lips? And he's like, oh. Oh, I do.
And Anthony is so silly. I like his silliness. I feel like that matches Winter's energy more than Jay. I like his silliness. It matches Winter more than Denise. Yeah. To me.
And so they kissed a little bit more, and they enjoyed each other, enjoyed the kissing. And
so they had their questions they need to answer. And the question for Anthony was, have you ever been in love before? And he said he doesn't think he has.
And she said...
He said that once on a previous episode. I don't think I have been in love.
But Winter takes that, she takes not knock it down, but she's like, why? Because he said... At the time, football was his priority. Football was his love. He did everything was for football. That got in the way. And that got in the way. And so he's not playing football anymore. It's been 8 years he said he's played football. So he's finding to fill those voids that he's missing. And love is something that he wants. Yeah.
Because she was like, what are you afraid of, or what's preventing you from having love? He said, I'm a new improved me. Mm-hmm. This is a different me. And so now I'm ready to fall in love. Yeah. I don't have anything else in the way. I'm ready for it.
He's ready for it.
And so they deal with a question when it comes to Winter. It's like, do you have a hard time finding a man who can deal with you as an alpha female?
Yeah, because she's an entrepreneur. She's handling her business. She's on her own. She's doing things. She's making moves, and some guys power moves. Some guys can't handle that.
Yes, it's intimidating.
It's intimidating for some men. So but she says she doesn't mind. She wants a man that when she comes home, she can leave that entrepreneur boss life behind, and that she can come home and be wife.
Yes, because unfortunately, the problem that some women have is they don't know how to turn it off when they get home, and they don't know how to let the man be the man and be. But I mean, you can tell Winter's a boss. She doing her thing, but she's soft.
Yeah,
she got that Southern Belle charm. So she wants to come home. And, oh,
I had a rough day.
Can you draw me a bag? So you can tell she wants that.
Yeah.
She said she wants somebody that can help her turn that off and come home, and that she sees he could help her. He can help her with that.
Yeah.
She thinks that Anthony can help her with that and help her relax.
Because Anthony would be the one that had the bath drawn. He would be to seem like he would be the one that had the dinner already cooked. So he knew she had a rough day at work, and he probably got home before. So he's making sure everything is taken care of. So when she get off, they can relax and do what couples do.
But she said, "You have to let me in." And he said, "I'm trying. I'm trying to let you in." Yeah. And he says that he appreciates everything that Winter's bringing out of him, and he'll go kiss, kiss, smooch, smooch.
Kiss, smooch, smooch, and here's the piggyback ride.
Yeah, he got the kiss, kiss.
I'm telling you, Winter.
Jay!
And y'all gotta realize this. You go back to like the first 2 episodes. I think it was for episode 2 or 3 when they go to the pool and Anthony takes his shirt off and she's like, I didn't know he had all that. That's when Winter fell in love, or when she started to like and recognize Anthony.
That she saw. She talked about the shorts, but then was talking about biceps and triceps and stuff. But yeah, between the two, I think it was so much so she mixed top and bottom of the body up. But she got her smooches, and it was sweet. It was sweet, especially because, like I said, my heart went out to Winter when that daggone Jay kissed her on the cheek. I'm like, bruh. But she got her smooches from Anthony. It was real sweet. He's like, I got some on my lips.
Got some on the lips, dog. I ain't mad.
And she got her piggyback ride. So let's see. We talked about Joy and Edwin's date, and her motivating him. Right. To get into therapists and be better. This is when they talked about it before, but then they're sitting on the couch too.
And they both get teary-eyed.
Yeah.
Because he realized at that moment, you know what, she's not in love with me.
You think he did?
He realized at that moment she's not in love with me. She likes me, we're good friends. She likes and loves Jay, and we're just friends. The way his conversation went,
it did.
To me, it seemed like, you know what, he realized.
No, I think he didn't realize. I think he just came to grips with the fact that is a definite possibility. And he says, if you're with me, or even if you go with somebody else, it's been my pleasure. I just appreciate you being in my space, in my life, and what you've done.
To me, that statement there is like, I feel it. I like you, but I know you like somebody else, and I know it's you and Jay, and I know where we're going.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm okay with it. He's letting her know I'm cool either way.
Yeah, because she wants what's best for him.
She wants what's best for him.
She wants to see him succeed and get out of his own way. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, they did get emotional. She was like, what's going on? We both sitting here crying. He gets choked up. She gets choked up. And, they hold hands as a sign of support. And he said, I just absolutely adore you. Mm-hmm. I adore you. So I don't think, that's what I said, even with that, the reality is you might not end up with me, but I do. I really like you. I really appreciate you. I want it to be. Mm-hmm. But this is a dating show.
It is. And maybe if she picked Jay and it don't work out, maybe Edwin can slide in. Not like the first time we ain't seen something like that happen.
Nah, we'll see though.
We'll see.
But the guys meet up with Tommy, and so they had their deliberation. They got to talk.
Before we go there, Adriana and Rashid have a conversation.
Oh yeah.
They sit on the couch. They're talking. He asks, he talks to
he's checking in with her.
He's checking in with her, and he basically tells her, "You're my number one. I'm not worried about nobody else. You're my number one." And so we're sitting here having a discussion. We have a conversation. I said, I told you. hey, he's gonna go with Adriana.
Yeah.
And you like, nah, Alex may slip in there. I'm telling you, like, yo, when he told Adriana that she was his number one, I knew what time it was. But you said somebody else's name that was going home, so we're not gonna tell him yet. I know we're gonna go there.
And he gave her a gift.
Yeah.
Because he knows how much she likes to write music and her songs and everything. So he gave her a nice little notebook. That she can write. And, they share a kiss and how she's feeling. She said she doesn't know. She's just trying to let it happen. And,
no, they was kissing. She had to pull herself back. Yeah. Yeah, he's like, whew. She caught herself. She got to quicken.
The dad, no. But she said she's trying to just let it happen. He was a little disappointed by that. He feels like at this point she should know.
She should know.
At this point she should know because obviously he knows.
It's gonna get complicated with them.
I told you anyway.
It's gonna get complicated. It's already complicated.
Because Calfani to slip clean up in there.
Somebody got to slip. It's gonna get complicated for my man Rashid.
Yeah. So anyway, we get to the deliberation, and Tommy does his thing. How was everything?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like the dates I set up? Ed was like, yeah, I had a great date. Rashid said he had a top-notch date with Alex. Calfani said he got a little intimate. He opened up to her about Denise about his fears, and Jay said, he had a nice little intimate date with Winter. But like you said before, she wanted to kiss, only kissed on the cheek.
Tommy was like, psst. Boy. Anthony said he had a good date with Winter. That Winter's moving up. Mm-hmm. Winter's moving up in his ranks there right now. The Winter's coming. She's coming up.
Yeah, he said we would giggling and they got a deeper connection. And he said, Jay, you might have just kissed the cheek, but I made a move. Tommy was like, you made a move, bro? He said, I made a move.
I made a move.
He said, I kissed on the lips. And he said, did she catch it? Oh, she caught it.
She caught it.
Oh, she caught it. I threw it and she caught it. She reeled that joint in.
Reeled it back in.
Yeah, so Anthony was all smiles. We're talking about him and Winter's date.
Yeah.
And so Tommy asked them, who are you feeling the most? And Edwin says, this was funny to me. This was funny to me. Edwin says he's feeling the most Joy. Jay said he's feeling the most Joy. Rashid said he's feeling the most Adriana. Calfani said he's feeling the most Adriana. And Anthony Lone out there said, I'm feeling the most Winter. I'm feeling her the most. She done moved up on the scale.
Now that everybody moving up, we said, I'm doing okay. This, her. Okay, so that leaves Denise. Tommy said it.
Yes.
That leaves Denise
and Alex. Neither one of them were mentioned. But I just thought it was funny how two guys said Joy, two guys said Adriana. Like, got it.
And if I'm a betting man now, dog, I want to see how I can say.
Remember, we gonna come down to 3 couples. How the heck?
I'm gonna tell you how this plays out. In my opinion. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to who goes home, and I give my opinion at the end.
So Alex and Denise were left out, and so they're the ones that are gonna get talked to. They're gonna get talked to, and so Calfani goes to talk to Alex.
Yeah.
And Anthony goes to talk to Miss Denise.
And Calfani told Alex, he said, I wish you hadn't spent much time with Brian because I really wanted to get to know you. I wanted to get to know who you were. I wanted to get to know your relationship because I love your smile. You're pretty. But I didn't want to cross over the line because I seen you spend so much time with Alex.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah, everybody was like, we want to get to know you, but Brian. But there was Brian. There was you and Brian. And so no one really got a chance to get to know her. And so Anthony talks to Denise, and, he talks about how his date with Winter went well. And, where do we stand? She said if she had to pick, she would pick Calfani. Mm-hmm. Message, Anthony. She said she would pick Calfani. Okay. Better focus on that date with Winter. And so in the end, Calfani had to break the news to Alex that she was not ready to love. It was like too little too late.
And she had to know. I knew.
She felt it coming.
When Brian went home,
she could feel it coming in the air.
Unless something just had happened with Rashid, she knew how to know she was the next one.
Yeah. And in turn, Anthony tells Denise, you're not going home. Because I want you to stay to see if we can get deeper.
But I do have a question. Who would you choose today? He did.
Uh-huh.
And she said, again, California.
Yeah.
You know? So which now leaves, you have the women, you have Denise, you have Joy, you have Winter, who is left, right? Right? On the men's side,
you got Rashid, you got Anthony, you got Calfani, you got Edwin, and you got Jay.
Right, and the women you also have Adriana, right?
Yes.
So we already know that Rashid likes Adriana. Calfani likes Adriana. Denise likes Calfani. Right? So we got Anthony who likes Winter. Jay who likes Joy. Edwin who likes Joy, but Joy likes Jay. Right? So now it's the women's turn to vote. You know who's going home?
No, who you think's going home?
Edwin's going home.
Yeah, poor thing.
We won't know till January 1st, but
yeah,
by the process of elimination, Edwin's going home.
Yeah.
So then it comes back to the men who has to send a woman home. This is where it's going to get tricky at. Because if Calfani's still feeling Adriana, Rashid's still feeling Adriana, guess who's going home? Denise. So then that leaves with the women's side, you have Winter, you have Adriana
and Joy.
Alright? So that means Joy is going to have to make a decision because Edward's already gone. So we got Joy and Jay, right? It's going to be Winter. She's going to choose Alex. She's going to choose Anthony, right? So towards the end, one of your two favorite guys that you like on the show or end up going home.
Either Calfani
going to be Calfani or Rashid.
Because Adriana's going to be left. She got to pick between the two.
Adriana's going to have to pick between the two.
So she ain't picking Anthony and she ain't picking Jay.
So and I haven't even watched this show, just process elimination. One of the two guys that you like the most are going to go home. Whenever we get to that episode.
That's going to be rough.
That's how I do the math and the process on the board. Y'all can check it out.
But as we getting down to this, it's just like you said, I can see some of the people that have been eliminated definitely hooking up outside of the resort.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Because there are couples that are going to be eliminated.
So again, Anthony hooking up with Winter, unless he makes
a good thing.
Unless he makes the decision and goes to Denise,
is
a good thing.
I don't think he will.
All right. So, and then we'll see Denise, who again, the decision that the women make the decision that the men make 2 episodes from now is going to make a decision on who's left in the game.
Yes. So I'm hoping, but they have to do it like that because we got what? It's 4 and 5.
That's right.
It's 4 and 5. Is that right?
Maybe next week.
We're uneven.
Since we're off next week, we're gonna do this. Y'all let us know. We're gonna do a matchmaking possibility of the possible outcomes of what the show. We're gonna talk about the possibilities on next week review. Since there's no episode next week, and we won't return until January 1st. All right.
We already did it, kind of.
But we're going to break it down even more.
Okay.
I got some more breakdown. There's a lot more possibilities of things that can happen.
Okay.
Alright? There's a lot more things that can happen. I'm going to have to write them down so I don't get confused, but there's a lot more things that can happen.
We're going to have to put a whiteboard up.
We'll put a whiteboard up. Pictures. Hey, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews. Married at First Sight is coming up January 13th. If you missed any of our Married at First Sight from last season, make sure you hit the link right now. Alright?
Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.
This is a mess. It's a mess. That's a mess. Ugh.
Oh, I got the whiteboard.
Denise is going.
Oh, I got the whiteboard, dog.